And here we all are. Shall we step inside? All right. Please stay close to me while we're inside. It should be safe, but it's always better to be cautious. As some of you may know, Saarthal was one of the earliest Nord settlements in Skyrim. It was also the largest.
I'm not so sure we should be here.
The infamous Night of Tears. Not much is known about what happened to Saarthal. This is an exciting opportunity for us to be able to study early civilization.
I find it hard to believe this excavation was approved. I find it hard to believe this excavation.
Are there any questions before we begin? Ah, yes. Well, why don't you see if you can assist Arniel Gain? He's one of our scholars, here working on cataloging our finds. I expect he'd appreciate some help in locating any additional magical artifacts here in the ruins. Any enchanted items will do. The usefulness of the enchantment is irrelevant. If you find anything, the class can look it over. Now let's see. Have the rest of you do. Berliner, my dear, why don't you search for warding magics? Anything designed to keep people out. Don't interact with them. Identify them. All right, everyone. Let's be careful, but have fun. What in the world was that racket? Is everything all right? How in the world did that happen? Really? Perhaps the amulet is important somehow. Is there some way you can use it? this be sealed off? What is this place?
You want something from me?
Hold, mage, and listen well. Know that you have set in motion a chain of events that cannot be stopped. Judgment has not been passed, as you had no way of knowing. Judgment will be passed on your actions to come, and how you deal with the dangers ahead of you. This warning is passed to you because the Psijic Order believes in you. You, mage, and you alone, have the potential to prevent disaster. Take great care, and know that the Order is watching.
I swear I felt something rather strange just then. What just happened? I'm afraid I didn't see anything. Can you tell me more about what you saw? The Psijic Order? Are you quite sure about that? That's very odd. And danger ahead? Why, that doesn't make any sense at all. The Psijics have no connection to these ruins, and no one's seen any of their order in a long time. Perhaps we should take a look inside these coffins. Now, please do be careful. Who knows what we're going to find? They were a group of mages with a history that predates the Empire. Very powerful, very secretive. No one's seen them in well over 100 years. They vanished, along with their sanctuary on the Isle of Artaeum. I have no idea what connection they'd have to this place. I have no idea, but it's fascinating. Assuming it's true, of course. The Isle of Artaeum disappeared over 100 years ago, and no one has seen them since. And yet now, suddenly, they've chosen to contact you. Why, it's intriguing. If nothing else, I'd take it as a compliment. The Psijics have only ever dealt with those they feel worthy. I can certainly share a bit of what I know. They were a group of mages with a history that predates the Empire. Very powerful, very secretive. Is someone there? Be prepared to defend yourself. What are you doing now? Is someone there? I've never seen anything like this in Nordic ruins before. Look at all these things. I've never seen anything like this in Nordic ruins before. Why, just look at all these coffins. This bears closer inspection. Be prepared to defend yourself. Take care now. high time I caught up with you. Well now, would you look at that? I never imagined we'd find something like this. Why is this buried so far within... Huh? Nothing seems to work. Keep it moving. Now attack it! I'm not the only one seeing this, am I? Why, This is utterly unique. Be prepared to... I have no idea. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. The Archmage needs to be informed immediately. He needs to see this for himself. I don't dare leave this unattended. Can you return to the college and inform Savos Aran of this discovery? Please, hurry.
If you require assistance with summoning techniques, please let me know. If you would, please also contain your summons to the college grounds. The locals do not need to be agitated further by Atronachs roaming their town. The summoning of undead is even less advisable outside the college. I'll teach you some of what I know, but be careful. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Another new apprentice, I see. Are you of the sort that believe you're here to change the world? Or are you only in it for yourself? I assure you that I shall be watching you, all of you, very closely. Now that stability has been established between the Dominion and the Empire, we seek only to help Skyrim. To guide its people through this time of transition, to help lead them to a better future.
At this time, there is no indication that anyone was aware of the other's correspondence. The College of Winterhold has far declined.
I am an advisor to the Archmage. The Falmer wish to promote relations with your college. I am at the Archmage's disposal if he requires advice.
The Synods' harsh rules and draconian structure are maintained only
Perhaps
by
not as
those in
often
the
as he
opposition to
should.
their council's
In
policy.
time, I believe he will
It
be
is
more
entirely
trusting.
possible that they look to our college here in Winterhold in order to find supporters for their organization.
You are now in the Arcanium, of which I am in charge. It might as well be my own little plane of oblivion. Disrupt my Arcanium, and I will have you torn apart by angry Atronachs. Now, do you require assistance?
Thus, they may claim that the Synod is indeed a political minority of the Empire, and should be treated as such. Our acquisition
As a matter of
policy
fact, there are.
no matter
Have you ever
how
heard of
simple, will
Shalador?
certainly be twisted.
Immensely powerful mage, back in the First Era. Had an understanding of magic few have ever matched. He holed himself up in Labyrinthian, and devoted all his time to research and study. But more than you would imagine possible. Since then, his writings have been scattered all over Skyrim, but are little use to anyone who can't translate them. I'm one of the few who can. I've heard whispers of more of his work having turned up, If you can track it down, it may prove useful to all of us.
If either group goes through less official channels and attempt to contact you directly, please refer them to the college's master.
The strongholds keep to themselves. Skyrim hasn't always been kind to the orcs. For an outsider like you to be accepted, an orc would have to make you blood kin and send word to the chiefs. I have a few things laying around that weren't worth adding to the collection. You may look through them. Fight well.
There are few places
You
where one
consider
can
restoration
pursue
of
my type
Valid
work
School
without
of
fear
Magic
persecution.
worthy of study, don't you? Don't you? Good, good. Not that I require validation, of course. There are just some, and I shan't name names, who would disagree. It can make life difficult when one's colleagues fail to recognize the research one engages in. So, you wish to master the arcane arts? I'll gladly share my knowledge with you. Until next time. Why are my research material... Once again, I'll gladly share my knowledge with you. Just because I don't fit in here is no reason for others to ridicule... Well, no, not really. Not directly, I mean. But I know things are being said behind my back. Conversations cease when I enter rooms. I'm quite aware of what's going on here, and I will not stand for it. I'll gladly share my knowledge with you.
Even with the college's laid... There are some experiments the
Hundreds of years have gone into assembling this collection. It's going to stay pristine, understand?
What you learn... You are relatively new here, are you not? I have noticed you, but we have not spoken. Then allow me to introduce myself. I am Savos Arin, Archmage of the College of Winterhold. I am quite content to see nearly any aspect of magic explored and investigated here. But I do not and will not approve of any research or experiments that cause purposeful harm to your fellow members of the college. Are we clear? Please don't tell me that another one of the apprentices has been incinerated. I have enough to deal with right now. Very well. I trust that you wouldn't be here were it not significant. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Tolfdir normally looks after your little group, yes? Since he's apparently occupied, and I will need to see this discovery for myself, I think perhaps you should begin researching the subject. Speak with Urag in the Arcanium. See if he's aware of anything that matches your discovery. And good work. The next time you find yourself exploring Nordic ruins, perhaps this will be helpful. Not often, no. Some risks must be taken to be sure. I am simply trying to avoid untimely deaths. We also must make an effort to avoid worsening what Skyrim thinks of us. Personally? No, not I. One of their number used to advise the Archmage when I was but an apprentice here. But that was a great many years ago, before all the members of the Order were called back to the Isle of Artaeum, and it disappeared entirely. Next time.